Greetings, goblins and geist.
I'm Jake.
Yes, he is, and I'm Blake.
And welcome to
the Cloudpost.
So today we are shuffling up more meta deck madness for historic.
Yeah, for historic. All right, we're sorry I had to throw him off today. He's not on his A game. We'll see if he wins games today.
I am here, and I am on some type of game. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to shuffle up this meta deck madness with green-white humans.
Green-white humans. It looks like you have all white humans and one green one.
Yeah, one green one. Very much closer to a mono-white deck than anything else. But if you've been playing historic recently, and you've been checking out the top 8 finishes or things of that nature, you will see green-white aggro.
Green-white aggro
is a very popular high percentage of the meta.
It very much is, and I'm actually surprised. When you pulled it up, I was like, oh, wow, this is a lot less green than I thought. But, I mean, you have to run the Coco's. You got to run the Catildas.
Right.
But let's have a little walkthrough and tell us about this deck, because I see a lot of one-ofs.
Yeah, we're going to dive in. And so I'll preface this deck tech like this. Basically, this is a style of aggro deck that I've played over the years, not specifically humans or anything. But I think that this deck operates on a lot of different facets. I'll kind of expound upon that, but as we go through. But this deck has a lot of resilience. I'll just put it like that.
All right, well, walk me through the one-drops here. What do you got for what is the Dauntless Bodyguard? Actually, I'm unfamiliar.
Let's start with the staple one-drop of the deck.
I know this bad boy.
Everybody loves Esper Sentinel.
I wouldn't say that. I love Esper Sentinel.
Some people don't like it because they are used to it being cast against them, but Blake and I love Esper Sentinel. Blake likes it because we like the affinity, the robots decks, and this is an artifact creature, but it is also a human.
Honestly, so whoever this set is, the Modern Horizons, is that right?
Yeah.
They went hard.
Oh, this is a great set.
It's about one of the only times they really went hard.
Right.
And this card, they did great.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's some more along the lines. We'll talk about them later, but hell yeah, this card's insane.
Well, like Blake said, we're playing some one-ofs. We'll get to why, but this is the only 4-of one drop. So you're playing 4 Esper Sentinels. It's super powerful. It's pretty self-explanatory. People casting non-creature spells.
Draw a card.
You're gonna get card advantage.
But
so
people want to blow it up.
Yeah, people want to blow it up. They're either gonna get taxed and pay more so that you don't draw a card, or you're gonna draw a card.
And there's 2 things that are certain in life.
Death and taxes.
Death and taxes.
And this deck operates kind of in that lane.
Right? It does. It feels like that. I kind of like looking at it now. I'm like, this has a lot of D&T pieces.
It does. And I've played Hate Bears and D&T in the past. I never had Legacy D&T, but I had Modern Hate Bears.
Yeah, you did.
With Aether Vials and Leonin Arbiters and the whole 9. And I've also had Legacy Maverick, which kind of operates in this lane too.
So this is the most close thing you can find pretty much on historic that's a meta deck. Okay.
Right now. So now we will get into these one-drops. You do have Dauntless Bodyguard, which Blake asked
I do know what this card is. Yeah. Sorry, I just didn't realize the name.
It's a decent card, and we'll get to as to why you're just running a little one-of package of 3 of these one-drops. But Dauntless Bodyguard, he's pretty straightforward. He's just a 2/1. But yeah, as he enters, the way that even played on Arena too is before he hits the battlefield.
Yeah, you pick me as your favorite, and then you
pick Blake, and
kill yourself for me.
Yes, Blake. I will jump in front of a spell essentially and give Blake indestructible. But yeah, it's a cool one.
You can't fatal push me that easily.
No, not at all. Not with this guy's around.
That was terrible.
Yeah, but we've got one of Thraben Inspector. This card.
He's touching the Wiggles.
I don't think it's. She's definitely inspecting some wretched thing.
Drawsy nonsense.
Yeah. This card, I don't want to say it's controversial, but some people value it very highly and some people don't.
All right, I'm gonna inspect this card for like 2 seconds. One drop. One white. 1, 2. It's got a fat butt. 2, you get a clue. And if you didn't get a clue, you got a clue now. Because if we look at other things that are like this, it's like, let's look at freaking, what's the little black zombie? 1/1
Shambling Glass.
He doesn't get anything until he dies.
Right. He either gets neg 1 or the treasure.
Yeah, so I mean, he's also amazing. But this card's kind of similar in the sense that you get something right off the bat.
Yeah.
A clue isn't bad.
Right.
And also...
draws a card.
And you're not running the card. But if you were running the
Tireless Tracker?
Tireless Tracker, you know what I was talking about. It would
he combos with that.
Also, way back in the day, a little cheese, little token, little gift. When we saw this card and it was revealed, people were like, holy shit, there's Eldrazi on the freaking token. They were right.
Yeah. This card's been out for a while now, but when it was spoiled. You are running 1 Giant Killer. Super flexible card.
This card is very nuts.
Yep, just very flexible. Destroy a large creature from your opponent, and then you have a tapper, which when the game goes long, you use the ability.
Also, this art's just sweet.
Yeah,
this is a cool one. I don't have that, and I'm kind of jealous, honestly.
So those are your 1-drops. You got 7 of them. They are all humans. Every single one of them. Now 2-drops,
not everything's a human in this deck. I just realized that.
Not everything. There's only one creature that's not.
But it's too good not to run. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. So we do have 4 of
the bane of my existence. I absolutely despise Thalia, but I cannot deny how good she is.
Just the champion human. I mean, it's not the highest power level one, but for those of us who play Magic and have in the past, not just on Arena, you know the fact that this card is what makes a mono white human or a mono white deck viable in Legacy. Yeah. I mean, it's that powerful.
It is so good. That one more is just stupid powerful.
Yep.
Stupid.
There's so much to it too. Just the first strike is subtle.
That's stupid good too. It's just a stupid good card.
Yeah.
I hate
so you got 4 of your Thalias. Being that is a human go wide, creature deck, you're playing 4 Thalias the Lieutenant.
Okay, so this is a newer one. This is one of those I forget the name of that set, but it's like the cool one that has all the little creatures in it.
Yeah. But this card is amazing.
Yeah, this is also something from Thalia, so I hate it.
Yeah, I mean it's for obvious reasons, but if you haven't played with it, it is a little different. So it's not the traditional lord of the static +1/+1 while it's out. Yeah, but instead it gives everyone a counter.
Yeah, when they enter?
When she enters. The first time, every human that's in the battlefield gets a +1/+1 counter that stays around. Then from then on, every time you play a human, she gets a +1/+1 counter.
It is a she. I can see. I can see the hair.
And this thing gets huge. I mean, very regularly, it's a 5/5, 6/6.
That's pretty nuts. Actually, I'm excited to see it pop off.
Yeah,
and then 4. It's a 4 of. Okay.
Yeah, it's a 4 of. And these are non-legendary. So whereas Thalia herself is legend, you could have 3 of these out. I mean,
Thalia has many lieutenants.
Yes. Yeah. Now this is one of the only 2 green cards in the deck, and honestly, I think it's one of the sweetest cards in the deck. I didn't know of this card before.
Is it because of the ramp, or because of the 6?
You will sometimes use the activated ability, but being able to turbo out your hand, playing this early when they don't remove it, is why it's in the deck.
All your creatures become Lana Relics, pretty much.
Yeah, they
better actually Bird of Paradise.
Yeah, for their colors. But yes, basically this card, you're only running 2 of them because it is a legend, and it's only a 1/1. I really haven't had the protection from werewolves come up, but the main thing is your humans being able to turn into mana dorks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's super powerful. So like I said, say turn 1 you go Esper Sentinel, turn 2 you go Katilda, and then that means when you untap on the next turn, if you make your land drop, you have 5 mana. Okay. So you can turn 3 Collected Company, things like that.
All right, pause for just a second.
Yeah.
We're going to make Jake do something silly. Read the flavor text. Read it. Give us a treat.
Sure. The angels may have abandoned us, but Grand Danu has not.
The hell is that? I know
Who
magic
is Grand
lore.
Danu?
I don't know. If you know it, please let us know down in the comments. We need to know what that is.
He's grinning somewhere.
It's probably like a spirit or a demon or something. I don't know. Right. Love it. Cool random stuff.
So those are your 2-drops. You got 10 of them. Now we get into some of the heavy hitters.
Drops.
These are mega powerful cards. We're going to start with Adeline.
God, I hate Adeline. She is dumb good, dude.
Dumb good. This card is as far as
That's the beater, man.
This is the beater. This is like the highest power level, just combat card in the deck, other than like kind of lieutenant.
It's insane. You give a human and a horse, and they just freak out. Like no other human has a horse, but that one does, and that one has insane power.
Yep.
Stupid power.
Yep. So, but yeah, if you haven't seen this card, it's got a lot of text, so I got you there. But yeah, it's just the 3 mana. And pretty much when it's out, it's automatically just a 1/4 vigilance baseline, which is great. But
it doesn't last long as a 1/4.
It does not.
Way bigger, way
So
faster.
it's getting star based off how many creatures you have, which its average, I think, by the time I play it, is like 3 or 4.
Yeah, already
in a deck like this.
It's got a fat butt.
But the second you play it, that combat, even though it doesn't have haste, it kind of gets pseudo haste because this ability that gives you this human token, your creatures that are already out, you just swing with them and you already get the human token.
Human token.
And there's
honestly, it's kind of that can win games.
It can win games. There's super cool little subtle things like, say you have a Thalia's lieutenant out that's already been out, then you play this, it gets a trigger, and then it gets another trigger. Exactly. So you swing with it. It might be a 3/3,
so good,
and they think, oh, I'm gonna block it. Why is he attacking with that? And then you get the other trigger. So there's all kinds of cool things.
And also, that guy's got a pumpkin. Or, excuse me, a jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah, very, it's a weird, cool. But I guess it's, it's Innistrad, Halloween-y.
I'll try to make that jack-o'-lantern for Halloween. We'll see how it goes. It's probably going to be terrible.
It's got a lot of candles on it.
He does. He also has a lot of teeth. All right, moving on.
Yeah. So you are playing for Ranger Captain of Eos.
Okay, we talked about the girl riding a horse. This man's riding a fucking lion.
And he's got a falcon on his shoulder.
Oh, shit.
He's a badass for sure. But,
he's a master.
But Ranger Captain, so when I built this deck, this is a card that I had not played with.
Yeah.
I talked about I've played, Thalia decks and stuff like that, but this card I had not played with, and it completely ties the deck together. So two things
it's
with
not
it.
A legendary?
No, it's not a legend.
God.
It's a 3/3, just a 3/3 creature, but here's the two parts of it. One, it is toolboxy. So that's why you run the one Thraben Inspector, the one Giant Killer, and the one Dauntless Bodyguard.
You can pull any of them.
Because he comes in, and you can get more Sentinels, which plenty of matchups you do definitely do that. But he just goes and, okay, you need the Giant Killer, or you want the Dauntless Bodyguard to be good against Wraths, or whatever.
Yeah.
Just go get it.
It's just value. You play him and you get a thing back.
Yep. And also, then this is your out.
I didn't realize the bottom part until you told me earlier.
Right.
I don't play against this deck often, but that is a really good ability. Sacrifice him, and your opponents can't cast non-creature spells.
Yeah, this turn. So
that's so good.
It's
you just
really
sack the upkeep, and they just can't do anything, like board wipe or anything.
Exactly. So that's basically the two times that you think about doing it is when you think your opponent's going to wipe the board.
Yeah.
Sack Ranger Captain on their upkeep, and then obviously pretty much all the board wipes you're used to dealing with are sorcery, so they can't do it in their upkeep, and they basically don't get to do it.
You just got to know when. It's like a mental thing.
It is a guess almost. You basically have to know because you don't do anything.
Against? What is this going to be like?
Yeah. You don't do anything in the deck where you see their hand, so you do have to kind of guess. But you pretty much have an intuition with it, and hey, let's choke them off non-creatures.
Yeah.
Because you're doing it a lot of times when they're dead on board.
Yeah, you
just hit them down to like 7, and you have like 9 power on play after you sack it, so you go for it. But also, it's your out against combo. So I will say that you don't automatically beat combo decks, but the combination of Ranger Captain, Esper Sentinel, and Thalia, and you can get away with it.
Yeah, that's honestly kind of brutal against it. You just kind of make them durdle for so long. They just can't do anything.
Well, the turn that they try to go off, so it's kind of fringe, but you do see it like that. The combo deck with Mizzix's Mastery and like Emergent Ultimatum and Dragonstorm and stuff.
That's a very popular deck.
Yeah, it's pretty popular. So the turn that that they're going to go for it, you just sack this on their upkeep, and all of those win cons are sorceries.
If they got the 4 or the 7 mana or whatever to get either Mizzix or Ultimatum, when it's coming.
Right.
So you're just like, no.
Yeah, you sack it and plan to kill them that turn.
Gotcha. That seems like a good card to me.
Your only other 3 drop is Skyclave Apparition.
It's not a human.
It's the only non-human in the deck.
But it's too good not to run.
It is too good not to run. So Blake even asked me about this. He's like, well, you get Brutal Cathar, which this deck has a good sideboard. Brutal Cathar is in there.
But it doesn't get rid of it completely.
Correct.
It's okay, let's talk about Oko. Why is Oko good? Because it gets rid of the card completely and gives
turns into an elk.
This is almost on the level where it gives you an elk, but it's a little better in the sense that if you have a 4-drop, you get a 4/4.
Right. But whatever problematic permanent that it is, it's gone for good. It's not the same ability.
Well, you get back a token. You don't get anything else back. It's not like you get your Baneslayer Angel back after you exiled it.
Right.
Obviously, 5 mana. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm exaggerating.
Your Liliana, because that just happened to us in the last.
Yeah, that was unfortunately. I lost my Liliana to this, and I was like, well, I guess I'll have a 4/4, but that definitely isn't as good as a Liliana.
No. But yeah, you're playing 3 Skyclave. And then finally, to finish off the spells in the deck, we've got the reason why this deck has
Inquisitor Captain.
Yes, the reason why this deck is good against control even. So both of these 4-drops are very powerful. Inquisitor Captain is an alchemy card.
All right, so read this one to me because I'm unfamiliar.
Yeah, and Blake and I, you know how we feel about the alchemy sets and stuff of that nature, but this one is one that begrudgingly you have to play because it's so great. It's just a 3/3 vigilance, but when it enters, what'll happen?
3/3s.
Well, no, what'll happen is it'll seek the 2 CMC 3 or less things, and basically, they pop up to your hand in arena, and you pick one, and then one of them goes onto the battlefield without even casting it.
I have to see how this is played.
So basically, what'll normally happen is you play this. Oh, I get a Skyclave Apparition for free. I get a Ranger Captain for free.
Okay, what's the CMC of that card? 4 mana.
Yeah, it's 4 mana. It's the same as Coco.
So you get a 3/3 vigilance, and then you get another thing.
Yes.
You get another thing with it.
You get free. 2. Yeah,
for free, no cost.
No.
That's
it
fair.
Just happens.
And that's
it's
fair?
not fair.
Okay.
But it's magic.
Yeah, that's not fair.
So, and then of course, you're playing 4 of those, and you're playing 4 Cocos. So your 4-drops are these 8 2-for-1s.
Yeah. One more question.
Yeah.
Everybody says that Magic's favorite color is blue. What the hell is that?
Yeah. The argument could be made over the last number of years that white has been pretty pushed.
White is the new winner. I hate to say it, but white is their new favorite color.
Yeah,
Wizards must love white now.
But think about, so overall with this, I just feel that this deck, like I said, it's working on so many different facets. It's got the beatdown strategy of Thalia's Lieutenant and Adeline.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the ability to be good against control and spell decks with Esper Sentinel, Thalia, and Ranger Captain. It's got a package or a toolbox package of Ranger where you can go selectively pick these 1-drops. And then it's got 8 2-for-1s. And in fact, this is 12 2-for-1s if you count
that one. I think you do, because that's just so much value in general. You're always going to get a creature with it. So
yeah.
It's rarely are you going to miss them, because how did you draw all of them?
This I've never had it where you haven't been able to get a 1-drop. And the worst case with Collected Company that I've had, and I've tested this deck a ton for you guys. Well, sometimes you're going through a lot of lands, but most of the time, if I get a sad Coco, I only get 1 creature.
It's going to happen from time to time, but Coco's too valuable not to run.
This never fails because it's an alchemy card. It automatically gives you the 2 creatures to choose from.
Gotcha. So walk me through your land real quick, because I saw some other stuff. We got 2 Cave of the Frost Dragons.
Yeah, it's a good mana base. You got 2 caves,
monster creatures,
2 Eiganjos.
Yep.
Which you use these because, being that this is an aggro deck,
you kind of always want this card. It's just a good removal spell.
It is you end up using these removal land. Yeah, you're running 6 plains as your heavy.
Love the art, by the
basic.
way.
Yeah, I like these basics.
Good pickup.
You've got 1 Shefet Dunes.
+1/+1 for creatures. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I dig it.
1 Boseiju, obviously.
Always good.
Yeah. And I've definitely cast this against the affinity decks.
Yeah, there's plenty of things you can hit with this. It's too good not to run.
You're running 1 forest.
Yeah.
4 of your flip land pathways.
Pathways are good.
Yeah.
Also love the art.
You've got 2 of the farmlands.
I dig it.
Your later game lands, 4 temples, obviously.
Yeah.
And then 2 alchemy lands. Forsaken Crossroads. So this took me a little bit to get the hang of. It's an interesting card. It is alchemy, so of course that's how it does this math for you. But basically, if you are on the draw, then this is essentially a rainbow land. It comes in, you choose the color you want it to make, and then it can either be coming in untapped or scry. If you're on the play and you're the one,
you get to pick either one. I actually didn't realize with this land.
Yeah, you get to either pick. Yeah, I had to craft them for this deck, but
it's just a good valuable land.
Yeah, if you're on the draw, then it's basically just a perfect fixing land. If you're on the play, it's going to come in tapped and it's going to scry.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I dig it. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool card. Very cool set. I don't have half these cards, so I wouldn't be able to play this, but I really want to see how this plays out. So if you like this kind of thing, check out the next video. And if you like this stuff, like and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate that, and help out the algorithm.
Yeah,
I was struggling there.
We do want you to interact with us in the comments too.
Yes, please talk to us. Let us know.
This has a really good sideboard, so ask me about the sideboard in the comments.
It looks good to me. I don't know what a crawl harpooner is, but I'll have to talk to you about that one. That sounds cool. All right, well, check out the next video.